Hey everyone, it's Chris Peplinski here. I figured today's review that I figured be of interest for people to talk about is the much anticipated Justice League movie. In terms of the Justice League movie, I would say you know what makes the movie rather interesting was considering that many fans, including myself, were not the biggest fans of Batman versus Superman because it felt like there was very little action going on between Batman versus Superman, and the story was a convoluted mess, and the running time was too long, and it was considered too dark and brooding. So Warner Brothers, I guess, hearing that feedback, decided they figured it'd be better to make, the Justice League movie under 2 hours, I guess, to keep the movie a more faster, tighter paced storyline and to make it, I guess, a little bit more, lighter and, content, make it a little bit more humorous, which, in my personal opinion, I thought was one of the bigger mistakes. So with the Thor Ragnarok, since even though that particular movie was better than the second Thor movie, but I felt the humor was a little bit overboard at times and a little bit childish. But in this particular case, I would say it works for the Justice League since the characters are very likable and there's a great chemistry amongst the cast. And of course, one of my favorites is Wonder Woman, since Gail Gadot plays Diana Prince with such intensity and ferocity, and of course you can actually believe her in the role of Wonder Woman. And of course, Ezra Miller's provides the comedic relief as the Flash, even though in some particular cases the characters somewhat, I don't know if I would say somewhat a little stupid, but a little over the top at times. And Cyborg, of course, is like almost like the robotic version of Batman, but a little bit more brooding. But in his particular case, it was because of an accident that made him what he is as a result of his father experiments to save his life. Which was a noble thing for his Victor's father to do. And I would say in terms of the negatives, even though Ben Affleck has done a decent job playing the Bruce Wayne character, but I know a lot of people complained about he looked as though he was sleepwalking throughout the performance, as though he didn't really want to be there. Since there have been rumors that uh, Ben Affleck's been looking, I guess, to exit the DC universe as Bruce, as Bruce Wayne. Even though I think partially and because of what happened, what's been going on with his much anticipated solo outing, and the some and I've been hearing rumors that they've been trying to get Jake Gyllenhaal to take over the role, which would be an interesting choice. But like I've always said, you got to give a person a chance on how they do a performance before you can judge it. And I would say one of the other disappointments was Henry Cavill was Superman was pretty much underused in the movie. I was hoping to see him a little bit more, even though because of what happened, the events of Batman versus Superman. He's absent throughout, I would say, about half the movie. Characters like Martha Kent and Lois Lane are kind of like, I don't know if I would say, they're like more like extended cameo roles in this particular case, even though Lois does play a rather vital part, I guess, in restoring, Clark's memories of who he is and his team, mates and things like that. And the Steppenwolf character I thought was kind of boring and reminded me a bit of Scarecrow having those parademons which prey on people's fear and things like that. So would I say it's better than the Justice League? That's a tricky one since I thought my personal opinion Justice League was a little better since I story wise I thought was more engaging than the Justice League, since I felt if it would have had like a longer running time, maybe 20, 30 minutes longer, I think it could have fleshed out, the characters of, Aquaman and Flash and Cyborg a little bit better, in my personal opinion. But maybe for those that have already seen Justice League, maybe they might have their own different opinion or take on the movie itself. So that would be my particular, thoughts on the movie itself. So I mean, I'm hoping that they will do a Justice League sequel, but because of the, I guess this what on their performance of the movie, it may not happen. So that's all. I just wanted to say thank everyone for watching the video, and I look forward to sharing my thoughts on other movies coming up. Thank you.